So I have a few things to say about the whole torpedo bat, controversy and the drama. It's legal, guys. All the tiresome crap that everyone's talking about, how it's illegal and how it's not fair. I don't know if I can agree with you on all that. Maybe it's not fair, but it is legal. And all this came about because of the announcer at the game during the weekend of the Yankees had mentioned it because we absolutely saw the Brewers get annihilated by the Yankees. 15 total home runs, I believe it was. And unfortunately for former Yankee Nestor Cortez, he was pitching. He had 5 home runs on him. It was really sad to watch, but at the same time, so good. So let's take a look at that.
That is the
see there was a home run there. Cody Bellinger up next.
First baseman in 67 games.
Another
Bellinger
home run.
lost one deep to right center. There it goes into the bleachers. See ya. Back to back. It is 2-0 Yanks. Back to back.
So you think that would end there, but there's something else coming. And all these guys that you just saw right now, Schwartz and Bellinger, they used a torpedo bat. So most people are visual people, so I'm going to show you the bat. A traditional bat is elongated. What the torpedo bat is doing is redistributing the mass, right? The weight. So instead of a lot of the weight being like right here, right? It brings it about 6 to 7 inches below the tip. So you'll see most of the weight right here. Another home run, but Judge did not use it. He even said the torpedo bat is not for him. It's been working for him to not use it, so why change things, right? So this is what really pissed off people and got the internet going. And fortunately for Nestor, he really felt it, obviously. So as we can see, the torpedo bats is a technological advancement. It helps the players have a better opportunity to make contact with the ball by having the mass go shift a little bit more downward. So it's better accuracy overall. I think it's genius. I understand why people were a bit upset, but it is what it is. The game is evolving slightly. And with all that said, Dave Portnoy had some things to say. Absolutely atrocious what he had to say. He's a Red Sox fan, so it kind of makes sense. But basically, he said that Judge was also using it. Absolutely not true. He also noticed and made it a point to say that it is legal. So at least he said that. At least Dave Portnoy had something positive to say and not giving out misinformation. So I do appreciate him for that. But let's see what Judge had to say. And I will quote him here. What I did the past couple of seasons speaks for itself. Why try to change something if you have something that's working? Aaron is a legend in his own right. So I think Dave Portnoy, you should retract that statement, but I know you won't because controversy sells. So I'm going to keep going here. Another point to share with you is Aaron Boone had some comments in regards to the bat.
He's like, we have a big organization that are invested in a lot of different things where we're trying to be better in every possible way, all within major league standards. I used a different shape bat for a lefty, a different one for a righty.
The future anyways.
You know, those things aren't new. They're just
I play golf every now
more
and then.
People pouring into trying to optimize guys as best we can.
So even Boone said that even during his time years ago, he still used a variety of different bats depending on the size and things like that and weight. It's just common. So by seeing a advancement like this to this boundary, going outside the bounds is new to everyone. So I understand the frustration with people that are not the Yankees, right? The ones that are not necessarily using it, but there are other players using it too. And initially I had a kind of a disagreement saying maybe it's not good to have torpedo bats in the league because of many reasons, which I'll get into in a moment, like the unfairness to pitchers. But Trevor Plouffe, who's a former third baseman, and he had some good comments, and he essentially was saying that the technology for pitchers has been advanced so much that batters have been left behind. So I kind of understand his point there. I'll quote Trevor McGil, Brewers pitcher, relief pitcher, who had some things to say that Trevor Plouffe had contrary statement to say on it in regards to it anyways. He says, I think it's terrible. We'll see what the data says. This is Trevor McGil. I've never seen anything like it before. I feel like it's something used in slow-pitch softball. It's genius. Put the mass in one spot. It might be the Bush League. It might not be. But it's the Yankees, so they'll let it slide. Now, that's pretty hardcore to say that, like if it's only the Yankees using these bats, but it's not. Everyone has the ability to get these. Trevor Plouffe says pitchers have the advantage in every situation. They have the data on every single hitter who can go and invent pitches on every single bullpen they throw. So I understand the statement by Trevor Plouffe, making it make more sense for all of us, especially coming from an MLB player, with that statement. So the pitchers have had more of an advancement, more of the ability to advance and have a better advantage. And now we see the batters are starting to, balance it out, right? So all this attention should honestly go to the inventor of it, or the person who at least stimulated this idea, which was Aaron Leonhardt. He's being an absolute genius by doing this. He was a MIT physicist, and he left MIT to go into the athletic world to provide new ways, new technology, new advancements for the team to be better and having a better opportunity to perform, right? So it's all about bat geometry and optimization, and that's what he did, and that's how he pulled it all off. So most people are visual people, so I'm going to show you the bat. A traditional bat is elongated, so the barrel is completely elongated. So the mass is kind of all in a way balanced out. But what the torpedo bat is doing is redistributing the mass, right? The weight. So instead of a lot of the weight being like right here, right? It brings it about 6 to 7 inches below the tip. So you'll see most of the weight right here. And it all depends on the player, because different players have a different spot where the sweet spot is. So the torpedo bat is going to be adjusted with the mass going to that particular area. But traditionally, you'll see an elongated bat like this. The mass is going to be distributed downward from the tip. And that's why in the torpedo bat, because of the distribution, you're seeing the bat have that weird bowling type pin to it, right? So Jazz had some remarks. I want to take a look at that, because a lot of players, they don't really get into the weeds of it. They're just using what feels good, right? So let's take a look.
I wouldn't say it comes off the bat differently. I think I still hit the ball the same,
torpedo bat comment,
like exit velocity as I always did. I just feel like it gives you a feeling of just feeling like you have more to work with, you know what I mean? Like, you probably don't have more to work with, but it feels like it, you know what I mean? So it gives you that extra confidence in your head to be able to go out there and hit anything.
What do you think of the fervor that's caused kind of online and just?
I haven't really saw the torpedo stuff yet online.
And that's what a player should do. They shouldn't pay attention to what's going on online. Pay attention on the field, and that's what makes a good team. A lot of these MLB players, I don't think really, check out things online, because if they did, it would mess with their head. So Jazz is great for not really looking into it. And just going back to the whole Dave Portnoy comment about not only Aaron Judge, but he also had to say a couple things about Anthony Volpe not being a good hitter, and that the Yankees have to do absolutely everything to make him a hitter, which is kind of messed up. But I mean, he did have a small point, because a lot of what Anthony Volpe tends to do is he tends to hit the ball on the actual bat label versus the sweet spot where the mass is, right? So it causes him to choke up on the bat. And if that's not going to be the case, a lot of the times what it leads to is him getting jammed up when he's trying to hit the ball. So essentially, Leonhardt at the time when he was with the Yankees, he moved that distribution of mass of all the wood density to go to where the label would be. And that's why we're seeing Anthony Volpe, supposedly, according to Dave Portnoy, get on base. But Anthony Volpe has always got on base. He's done an all right job. He's not the best hitter, but at the same time, maybe this torpedo bat will help him get on base more because of the distribution of weight. So we'll just have to see. But Dave Portnoy is just a hater. He's a Red Sox fan. I get it. It is what it is. But it is fun. And then in closing, just to kind of mention about the torpedo bat being legal by the MLB. They approved it. They said these bats, as long as the barrel size is no larger than 2.61 inches in diameter and under 42 inches long, then it's perfectly legal. And this torpedo bat happens to be within that range, right? That is allowed. So one more thing to mention too is it's not just the Yankees, as I had mentioned earlier. It's multiple players, multiple teams. Junior Caminero of the Rays used the bat yesterday on Sunday. The Twins catcher Ryan Jeffers also used the torpedo bat in his first few games, or 3 games of the season. His quote is, "There's new pitches invented every year, and we're just swinging the same broomstick we've been swinging for the last 100 years." So my man there, Jeffers, is even in agreement that the torpedo bat should be here to stay. I think we're going to start seeing the torpedo bat used everywhere in the MLB by many players. Not everyone is into it, but some are. Giancarlo Stanton used it last year, so that was surprising for me to see or hear about. I didn't even know that. I don't think most people knew that until now. They're going back to see the footage and realize it was a Torpedo bat. Cody Bellinger said that the Torpedo bat was introduced to him when he was on the Cubs, so at the time it didn't make sense for him because the brand of bat that he uses at the time and still uses did not have the Torpedo bat. But this winter, that brand ended up sending him some Torpedo bats to use, and now he's using it because it's the brand he likes. So the results speak for itself. I think people need to stop hating on the Torpedo bat and embrace it.
Fly ball left field. Churio back on the track at the wall. They've done it again. 4 first-inning home runs, and the Yankees lead 4-0.